Yes.
So, hi, I'm Niveditha, and we are interviewing Swamy and Maansi just for fun.
Hi. So much,
I
Niveditha.
believe that they are
Thank you.
I believe that they are unicorn and dragons of this world.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, I'm very curious. Like I've always been curious, like how you guys got together.
My God, that's a big story.
Yeah, I'm funny too.
Okay.
If you had like 10 seconds to share.
How we met each other. So it was my ask to the universe. One fine day I decided that it is time for me to get married. And I told my
Okay.
universe, or rather my inner divine, that, I'm ready to get married now. And I don't have time to go and search for a girlfriend or, go to the traditional ways of finding a wife, and get the arranged marriage stuff. I'm associated with an organization called Oneness University since
Okay.
since 2001, and I
Okay.
was going for a 3 days retreat there. So I told my divine that I'm going to come here, and you also get her there, and also let me know that she is the one, because there will be many. And yeah, so I mean, there'll be many females.
Window shopping is going on.
And yeah, so I went there, and there were a lot of coincidences, plenty of coincidences. She happened to be my friend's friend. Okay, and
Okay.
yeah, and we had a lot of different coincidences. If I have to begin the story, it will run for 3 hours. And we remember so clearly when we start narrating it, it goes on for some duration, because there had been so many specific incidences within a span of around 8 months to 9 months. And
What was that one moment of knowing?
the one point of knowing was this moment on the third day, when coincidentally she happened to be in most of the places where I used to be. Okay, in a line of 300 people, if there is 300 males and 300 females, where I would stand, she would be just standing right in my line. And in a hall of where capacity of 1,000 people, if I'm sitting in in the male section, she will be sitting in the same line. And and in a big hall where 1,000 people can sit, I would go and find any odd place to eat, and I would just find her just around my eyesight. And we also had 5 to 6 different buses from which we used to travel every day from the ashram to the temple. And she always used to happen to be in my bus, most often or than not, and just around my lane or just nearby lane. So there was too much of coincidences. And that's when on the third day, when we were about to leave, there was another coincidence where out of all the 600 people, we two were given not assignment, but given in charge of distributing the prasad. From female section, she was the one. From male section, I was the one. And everybody had done the darshan, and we two were left, because we were busy distributing the prasad. So we both went to the temple and took the darshan. While returning downwards, I just asked, "Oh my God, there has been a lot of coincidences around her. What is it?" And that's when my divine said, "She's going to be your future wife." And I said,
Okay.
"Oh my God." So yeah, that was it. I didn't tell her since 4 to 5 months till then. Since then, I didn't tell her anything, because I told my divine that you are going to do. I'm not even going to take her number. I'm not going to let her know anything. You need to do everything, because you have arranged this. So there is a series of amazing coincidences where things just happen automatically and organically. And yeah, and then it was more of an arranged marriage plus love marriage. So we don't normally call it either a love marriage or arranged marriage. We say it's a divine marriage, because there is
It's a
element.
marriage from a different reality.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you named it so well. Marriage from a different reality.
And we don't call it love because
And he keeps saying it happened. Well, he's the one who's making it happen with his universe. What
Yeah,
about you,
it's
Maansi?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was my
It is
ask. So when I say it happened, I consciously, action wise, I was not the one taking the step. I wanted the universe to take the first step, and then I would take the next step. So yeah, that's, I mean,
So
that's the space
basically, you ask the consciousness and the universe to lead the way.
absolutely. And not just lead the way. I mean, if my life is a car and the road is the journey of my life, earlier I used to be in the driver's seat, and the divine would be sitting behind. I would take most of the shots of my life, and then slowly the divine, I let the divine come and sit in the front seat beside me. And over a period of time, I found that I can actually relax and enjoy my life while I let my divine run my life. So I got the divine to the driver's seat. I would still sit in the front seat to see if he is taking me in the right direction or not.
The so-called right.
So-called right, yeah. And yeah, and over a period of time, I said, okay, it's cool. I can just relax in the back seat, and I can just chill. You guide the life, you know far more better about me and about the world than I may ever know. So I um, let you take the call of everything in my life. That was at phase.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was. It's amazing.
So,
We will be writing a book on that, just on that one specific incident of a marriage.
So, at any given point of time, from let's say your birth till now, was there any moment when you said, "This is what I'd like to do"? And then we'll go to Maansi.
Okay, fine. Yes. So I think it was in the year 2002. Yeah, I think it was in the year 2001. Yeah, where in the year 2001, I got introduced to how to connect with this higher power and higher intelligence, and how to communicate and how to receive guidance. And I just lost my father in the year 2000 in an accident, and there was a whole different crisis, financial crisis, and we all family members, my brother and my mother, we all got separated because we had to be taken care by different relatives, and because of this connection, a lot of coincidences happened in my life around that time, and everything would just flow as I would ask it. Okay, and I got into the engineering college that I wanted in the year 2001. Out of all odds, I got into that college. And what I would see is there would be a lot of people who would compromise with their dreams, with their dreams and with their asks, because they don't have visible means of support. If they don't have enough money, they would not ask for something because they make that as a reason for not having that. And for me, here I had my divine, whom I would just tell, okay, this is what I want. I didn't have money for joining the college. I didn't have money even after I got into college. I didn't have money to get into tuition classes, but because of this connection, I would actually get the tuition class. I did the first year of engineering. I got 2 specific tuition classes where the sir themselves offered me in their class with exchange of something other than money. So I saw that others are compromising because they are not aware that this help is available, and I was aware of it. Okay, and it was Silva method, which my father introduced me in year 2000. Silva way of connecting with the higher intelligence. Of course, we all connect in different forms, but there is one specific way of connecting. And that's when I decided, oh my God, if I can actually let people know about this, that they don't have to anymore sacrifice their dreams, sacrifice what they are always desiring for, and they don't have to lead their life alone anymore. They have this amazing universe to support them. So that was a time, somewhere in 2002, I happened to tell my friends that this is happening with me, and I would like to teach this to the world. And yeah, in 2019, I just become a trainer for that particular modality. And yeah, currently we are having a 15-day long meditation where I'm I would say guiding people how to relax their mind and connect with the higher intelligence. So yeah, so it was the year 2002.
Okay.
Where I knew that, yes, this is what I need to do.
What about you, Maansi? Who's Maansi? How did she meet Swamy? How did she know?
That's a good question, actually. Who is Maansi? What to say? So basically, I was a kind of kid who never believed what is this reality, and I was always being the black sheep, how we call it in our access language, if we have to say that, because it is always like there is something which is possible, and since we have been ingrained in a society where we are not taught like that, ki, okay, you can have anything, you can have only those things which is possible and practical. So it's very much important to be practical. I grew up in a life like that, but I was always being curious about stuff from a very, very childhood. So that brought me to a phase in my BTech career when I was doing BTech in biotechnology. So I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and it was all of a sudden. So that is a phase I was hit so hard that I was being pushed further to see what is really possible with this body or with the life or whatever labels we are giving medically. So what is it beyond that? How can we go beyond it? So I challenged myself, I challenged the medical system, and that is when I got connected to Oneness University basically. So Oneness University, that is a common point between the thread between both of us. But we were joined to Oneness University in different phases. Like I never knew at that time who is Swamy, and not even Maansi, that word Maansi, because my previous name was Sushmita. Like a lot of people don't know it. Yeah. So being Sushmita, my journey was going with epilepsy, and I got connected to this Oneness University where they spoke about energy and something universal. It may be a god, it may be nature, it may be anything, but there is some power or some intelligence which is running the whole world. And if you are communicating with it, you are like being in communion with it, what is really that you know about you? And that gave me a lot of strength to come out of this epilepsy, like within 1 year with some medicines, like Ayurvedic medicines, and this, like they have a lot of meditation and a lot of inner journey, like programs and all those things they run. And after that, my progress was very beautiful. My doctor, who I have mentioned to like discontinue my study, from there I become the topper of the college from the second year till fourth, I was in the top three only, top two to top three, which was even, and I was an average kid. I was not like a very super talented kid. It was not like that. So when I hit hard, you really want to know who you are. So 2012, when I got a chance to come to Mumbai to work as a cancer researcher in Reliance Life Sciences, that is the time when I was in one of my retreat and I got this name, not by somebody, but from the inner knowing that I could connect to this. I was not aware what is it, but the moment I got this name in one of the retreat internally, I could really connect to it, like the name Maansi. So I decided that whenever I get the chance, I'll change my name from Sushmita to Maansi, because now I don't relate to the life of Sushmita actually. And the name doesn't matter, but when this name came to me, it occurred to me, it gave me a different sense of who am I. A glimpses of it sometimes. And after my marriage in 2013, I changed my name to Maansi, and till that date, till now, that name has something. So I'm not a very fan of keeping a name, or I don't believe in like numerology and all those things. Yet this name has some energy to me, which every time gives me, like whenever I'm like stuck or whatever, it gives me a very different energy to it. So I like this name. That's the only point. And who is Maansi? So I think anybody can be Maansi who is looking to know the truth of their life and to be in the present. Because everything is a story, and if everything is a story, then what story I would like to add to my life? That is the energy which I function from. Because any which way I'm going to be a story, I'm going to do something, and I'm going to create something, I'm going to aware something, but still it is a story. Everything is a story. So what is that story which keeps me alive? There is nothing to go, nothing to achieve. I don't have those kind of funda that, oh, I want, I'll become this. No, I'm that, but what is I'm choosing at this moment? If I want to be like a funny kid, I would like to be that. If I want to be a grumpy kid right now, I want to be a grumpy kid right now. And that's nothing more or less to it. So this whole time, my journey to what I am not believing to what I'm really aware, and following that inkling is being something I would always like. So that is leading my journey. And along this journey, I met some very beautiful people, different modalities, one is university, and everybody told me, hey, what are you actually? What are you sensing? What is your awareness? And every modality I have learned, I connected very differently. People only see the background or underneath of what I've been told. But when you go
Yeah.
deeper into any modality or anything which you follow, like really anything, there is a sense where they connect you to that inkling. And if you are connected to that inkling, any modality will offer you something which is your element as well. It is not that what has been taught. We never remember everything what has been taught in a modality or in our life. But there is some part to it which we really connect.
Correct.
Every time I learn or I unlearn anything, that is the thing which I really follow. Like I keep running behind that. So if you teach me something, I'll not take everything whatever you're giving, but I will connect to that part of me which is really light about it, which is really give me a
Which is
space.
resonating with it.
Yeah, it resonated with me. Yeah, that's a word whether I can say. So Maansi is something which loves to resonate stuff and still want to know what is more about it. And still it is not like very valuable, like, oh, this is it and nothing beyond it. No, I'm that like curious kid always like, okay, then what is beyond it? Let's see what is beyond it. So so I never had a conflict in the living a life or a modality or following anything, because every modality is a part of you. You can't separate anything from you as it. So it doesn't matter.
So what I'm getting from this conversation is that, when we talk about vibration, when we talk about resonance, when we talk about being, we talk about being the resonance or the acoustic instead of falling into the trap of the polarity of what is going on.
Absolutely.
And creating your own life.
Absolutely.
This is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing so much.
Thank you.
And I was always really curious. I mean, you didn't seem like a person who would do numerology or something, but your name had that expansiveness usually. So I was like, okay, I was really curious. And the camaraderie that I see when I've always not interacted with both of you together, but but there's a certain energy around that camaraderie, which I like to be part of, which I like, I like that.
We are honored.
I like that a lot. In the world where when we look at relationships, when we look at people, there is not, there's a lot of precedence of ancestral, or there's a precedence of whatever has happened in a certain way.
Yeah.
But what can we create, which has also another, like yesterday when we were talking, we mentioned that if two people get together and we create possibilities, right? So for me, like if I can see that kind of a thing in my world, and I see you, it's like, oh wow, there is another pair, and then what can this create?
Absolutely, because that is the energy of when you don't see it just from one angle, but you connect to those energy, you're following that inkling, and you suddenly end up meeting those people, those modalities, those spaces, as if everything is falling in place to show you something. So how much are we really following, or how much rather I can say that we are running the loyalty program towards us than others? Because everybody is fighting towards, okay, whom are you loyal to? Are you Indian? Are you a woman? Are you in Axis? Are you in Falana, Digana, what not? But is it about just that? Is it like our life is about a loyalty towards something, or it is a loyalty towards oneself?
It is not even about the stratifications we use. It's not about those definitions and stratifications we use. The moment we do that, we are limiting ourselves.
Absolutely.
So I have a couple of questions. So how is life like co-creating with each other? How is your life out creating?
So it's like that, like how we go from nursery to PhD and still the learning never ends. So I'll put it across for both of us, because he's quite very much opposite to me and yet not. So in Access, I love that sentence, the crazy phrase, everything is an opposite of what appears to be and nothing is an opposite of what appears to be. So basically this is a sentence from Access, whatever we are speaking right now. It's always been a crazy ride with both of us, where we are like each other, also very much opposite to each other at the same time. So it's been a constant state of learning and unlearning, and yet there is always a space to grow and to know more and to go beyond it. Because the moment you say, okay, I know him, he is like this, and then there will be some different aspect of him or me which will appear, and I'm like, okay, where was this?
Where was this part hidden?
Yeah, like it's been 6 years now, but I never feel our relationship like a boredom. So I feel it as fresh as the day one I met him. And I was a kind of person who never believed in love, romance, marriage. I was staunch non-believer of all such kind of thing which the society has given. And I was like, why the hell people marry? Why the hell we have to be like staying in one house, only getting loyal to somebody, or being only there, like as a it's like
Property.
the asset.
Yeah, property.
You are the asset. Yeah, the value, though they call it a valuable asset, but yet you are an asset to somebody. So that never fit into my, like, this head or my being, whatever you call it. So when I met him for the first time, I felt, oh, there was some partner, there is some crime partner to me who also believe in such kind of stuff and is ready to play every time. We don't take it for granted. So the conflict of being perfect and the conflict of being the one dissolves. We are not perfect. We're so imperfect that we enjoy that part, and yet we are perfect in our own manner. And there's always being like, you have, every morning you have to really woke up and you have to say, okay, today what is it we have to really learn? What is that we have to see?
Right.
So it's not like, okay, I know you and let me handle from that. No, it's never like that. So yeah, it's an adventure. Yeah.
So whenever we
So this brings-
whenever we think we know, then some new aspect comes up.
Yeah. So that's the point. So it's like life. The moment you say, oh, I know this, and that different ball is been thrown to you. Yeah.
Yes. And so when you engage like this, there is vulnerability, right? There's a vulnerability to show yourself and vulnerability to be. And how does that work? I mean, how vulnerable can you actually get?
So I will just add on to this. So early, I mean, from oneness, I had. So one of the foundation of about relationship and family, most of the thing I learned it from oneness. So when I say oneness, I used to keep attending their retreats every 3 to 4 months, and we used to interact with hundreds and thousands of people on a day-to-day basis. Because I used to conduct a lot of satsangs, and so there were a lot of family members, different cities where people will approach, and so the foundation of family and how it has to function and what can go wrong. Fortunately, I was trained and ingrained. Apart from my own experience, there was also this external learning. So yeah, I just lost the question that you asked. Can you ask again?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
So when you get into vulnerability,
Look.
yeah. So when you are moving into vulnerability, obviously you have to be vulnerable with each other, and there has to be that moment of vulnerability with your own self. That, oh my God, I think
yes,
there's a knowing that maybe whatever she's saying, whatever you know, when having a conversation, right?
So basically, when you don't define the relationship, like the word vulnerability also has been given a lot of significance in this word. So what do you mean by vulnerable? It is just if you make it that non-significant and you're holding that space. Even if you're fighting, it's not the end of the world, right? Like a lot of people come to us because we both are relationship coaches as well. So a lot of people ask, how do you do that? So it's about you fight, you contemplate, you come back, and what is that which you want to share? What is really vulnerability? It is not again attaching to that significance of, okay, am I completely true to you? Am I completely being present to you? And what is the definition? People think a relationship which is vulnerable, they're very happy, there's nothing, no drama happening, there is absolutely no fight happening, and you are like in the la 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 land. Yeah, the most vulnerable relationship is where you have the space to be anything and you can always come back to it. Not because you have to, but because you can, and it's an ease to come back there.
And also there is a space that we had given to each other, where earlier it was more of everyday, where we can just come and share what is going on, and we will not judge the other person when listening to it. Okay, so that was one of the practice that we had from the very earliest time of our relationship, where we need to share if there is anything going on, and the other person will not judge. So that one space of allowance, and where the other person can be received, can be received with whatever going on, was something that created a lot for us, at least in our relationship. Because it's not just everything is a smooth ride. There will be ups and downs. There had been ups and downs. There will be difference of opinions. We may end up at times even in some conflict with certain decisions of life. However, we always kept the line of communication open, because in most of the relationship, when things goes beyond a point, the communication breaks down. Like either one of the person would cut off the communication. And here we had already, I would not say decided, but it was more of an understanding that even if one person is not able to communicate, the other person would fill the gap and be present and empower the other person to, allow the connection to reconnect rather. So so that
and also we don't assume things. Like lot of couples assume, okay, if you are a guy, you should do this. If you are a woman, you should do this, and you should understand my feeling. And it's been like every day, like how you met, like on the first day. It is such a charming moment. Like every moment you're so present. Okay, let me be. So yet there is a part to it which a lot of people forget is it is life. It is not a movie of 2 hours where you can act. The director has given you the plan. The chart has been given to you. What you have to act and how you be. But life is giving you, till you are choosing to be here in this platform of Earth, it's being, every day is a new movie. So how can you assume your character to be that? And if you don't assume, there is a space to come back and ask, hey, what was that which just got on? Or what is that which we are not discussed like in the past? So then there is no need to be and always keep your guards on. So a lot of people want to be the guards on. You can't be always on that mode.
And I also remember this one thing that we had initially was
excuse me.
That normally in relationship they have this thing that you should tell me everything that had happened in the past. Okay. Right. And if at all, if you happen to miss something and they get to know in later part of their life, they would make the other person wrong and say, oh my God, how come you didn't tell me if this has been such a significant event in your life? So we had already an agreement. So there were a lot of agreement which would work to empower relationship rather than disempower us. And
these agreements are mutual. It's not like for every couple it will be different. Because you have to really see what works for you. It's not like a ground rule. Okay, with the 10 things only you have to do and nothing else will work. No, you have to figure out what will work for both of you as a couple so that you can come back to it, make some changes if it is not working. And it is flexible. It's not like every day we are holding the rule book. Okay, tick, tick, tick. No, not like that.
Yeah.
So this agreement was that even we don't have to discuss the past. You are the present you. You are different from the past you. You would have taken a lot of decisions and choices. You would have had things that you would have done that you wouldn't have, that you would want to share or not share. That's perfectly fine. I'm interested in this present person whom I know now. So that has been one of the space that she had offered, and that has been a different empowering space, because most of I cannot say for all the females, but even for most of the males and females, they would want the other person to tell everything, not to hold back any secrets. So it was, so at least the day we met, when our relationship began, the past was not that significant. We never made our past that significant, and we were okay.
In a way, when you say that, right, what's coming to me is that is occupying the other person's space also.
Absolutely.
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's more about, are you interested in the present me or the past me? Are you going to judge me for what I am now or what I was earlier? Are you going to judge me for the choices that I'm making now and make me accountable for that? Or are you going to make me accountable even for the things that I did in the past and use that as a means to make me wrong?
And even if the judgment comes, how it is about letting it go as well. So we are talking about something which is so dynamic. It's like our body.
Yeah.
Every second, every microsecond, the whole system is changing. So how do you take the burden of being the same for the whole lifetime? Can you imagine staying with a person, single person, and you want that to be same?
I mean, you want the other person to be exactly the
Can
same.
you eat bhindi every day? Like, even for whatever the favorite item you will eat.
I like that example. You become a bindi every day.
Yeah, because I'm a foodie person. So I'm like, how can you do that? And when you can do with those choices of the mundane lifetime, like your dresses or the food or whatever you're doing, how you have to put yourself or your partner in that.
So what you're saying is about being an image or a persona.
Anyway, we are a bunch of personalities. We are not one. So
we are not one person or one personality.
Yeah.
We are a bunch of personalities, and at times some personality would emerge, the other personality would take a back seat, and some other time some other personality would emerge, and some other personalities which the other person is familiar with would take a back seat.
Correct.
And then you don't go like, wow, what? How come you are being like this today? You were never like this before. So there is a space where I can be anything new that, a different personality comes up. At least we have that space for each other that, you can actually share something that you have never experienced and you are experiencing it now. One of the strongest point of our relationship is that one aspect, I believe, is where we will not judge the other person for whatever is going on for the other person. So that keeps the communication line open. So
and also, even if the judgment has came up, we have taken that moment for ourselves. Like, what is that which is making us being judged there?
Yeah.
So you introspect. It's not about that, okay, shadi ho gayi, you got the guy of your choice, the money and everything, and now you will not contemplate on what is really happening on your day-to-day life. Because things will come. Like how I always say, it is a life where everything is going to come. It's a match. Every kind of ball is going to come. So can you contemplate on what is working and what is not working? And even if the judgments are arising, because we are taking all the thoughts, feeling, emotion from other people as well. We are also seeing other people. We are also getting those advertisements, those movies. It is continuously an influence game.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not like any Himalaya, but then it's settled, calm and serene. No. We are constantly being bombarded with the ideologies, good, bad, whatever it is. How you should be. So in that kind of scenario, if you don't concentrate on your judgments, it is never going to be like a calm, peace, serene moment for you, because now the waves have come up. And you say, no, let me not judge. That's a wrong thing. I'll not judge. No, I say, even if you judge, it's allowed. And if you're allowing that, just see what is that. We don't see
what is that creating, and
exactly
what is that helping break open?
Because today,
to the next beyond.
Absolutely. If today I will give my attention to that judgment even, I'll come out of it. I'm not telling you to understand it. I'm saying, hey, it came. What is going on inside me? What is my fear? What are my point of views there? Or what am I really feeling around it? If I just stay for a moment and look at it, it will show me that different aspect of me which I am not ready to see, not ready to be. I don't want to be labeled as somebody and just one character because you loved it. But now the bunch of personalities are emerging. How can they also have peace within themselves? Because you show to the world like a one Maansi. Okay, great. I'm one Maansi. I'm a female. I'm a Maansi. I'm an Indian. But inside you, there are so many Maansi. There's so many stories, so many things happening. What about them? So I think that's easy. And I would also always love to go on an easy path. Why will I choose a difficult path where you have to really become a hero and you have to go to the mountain and then you have to conquer and then you have to come down and maintain that valor? I don't want to do that. I would love to play it every second.
Awesome. So, what else? we were also discussing about children, right, yesterday.
Yes.
And what is the future? What is the future that we can create, which can amplify what we are talking about, which can create spaces in many more homes, many more spaces for the future of the generations to grow. What steps do you think we can take as individuals, or what steps can we take as people who will probably watch us having this conversation? This is a conversation I'd like to begin.
Yeah. So, well, we don't have kids. We don't plan to have one, at least at this point of time. In the later stage. However, we keep interacting a lot with kids because we meet a lot of parents, and we happen. I mean, I happen more to counsel and coach kids and teens. So we keep sharing, what we have experienced for the day. And so one of the things that we have definitely seen, and which was matching with the conversation, was parents impose a lot of point of views on their kids just because that they have more experience than the kids and their children. Okay, that's the space where they judge, where they justify imposing their points of view on the children, because now they are not that aware and I have more experience. And in the name of keeping them safe and keeping them informed, the parents impose a lot of judgments. And that's where I have seen most of the parents function from. And also most of the parents function from the reality of this world and the fears which they had and things that they didn't get in their own personal life. Okay, they would want to give it all to their children. The luxuries which they didn't experience, they want to give. Also, the things that they were deprived of, they want to give it to their children. And all the problems that they had went through, they don't want their children to go through. However, in this entire process, they forget that whatever they are, the parents are today, the way they are handling their life and running their life is because of those difficult times of their life. And if they are going to deprive their children of those, I would not say difficult times, but not give the opportunity for their children to experience life. And if every time we are protective and overprotective, when are they going to learn?
It's like a copy-paste mechanism, like what has worked for me and what has not worked for me.
Exactly.
Let me first give you that protocol. You copy everything and then build reference on that and choose whatever fits into our reality as well.
Yeah. Then life will be safe. Life will be secure.
Yes.
This is how my life was. And also one of the things that I would keep hearing from parents is, I know how the world is.
Yeah.
I know what works. I know what doesn't work. So that space, is a space where, it's a superiority space. Okay.
And
not a knowing
superiority, it's an insecure space, whether I can say, because the parents are not saying that, okay, we don't want our kids to grow beyond us, but we always want them what is secure for them. And what is that what actually means? Today, now we are in the corona lockdown state. So can you control anything? Do you know when the virus will come and the virus will go? No. So when everything is so versatile and volatile, how can you give only weightage to the experience of what has worked and what has not worked? When everything is ever changing, how do you think only that significance around that, okay, I know so much, please take my experience, don't fumble. I know they call it caring, but is it really caring? Or are they trying to be secure and control? Yet from the parent perspective, because they come this challenge, hey, you don't have kids and you don't know. But I have a husband, I have my friends. Isn't it also like the same thing? If I'm going to control everything for them, if I am going to decide everything for them, when is that them is going to experience and explore the world? And what about their perspective? Maybe they have something more to it. They have something unique to it, and maybe that work, and maybe it doesn't work. How does it matter? It's like that game. Only you go and play, and then only you know, okay, what will work for you or not. Even if a coach has given you some clues, yet it is your game. You can't play that game for your
That's
child.
right.
And one of the thing that has been, I've done a lot of career counseling. So a lot of parents who have their children in 9th standard, 10th standard, or 11th standard, they would come to me and ask. Most of them would not ask me as to which career is good. They would actually come with a predefined idea. See, engineering is good. Becoming a doctor, becoming a CA is good. Please convince my child to do that. Okay. And the only thing that I would have to say is the only security that you can have about a children's future is to let them tap into their own strength and find out what is good in them. Just because this IT is booming, if you want your children to get into IT, and there would come a point when there would be crash in IT, where would the children go then? However, if you have already trained or allowed your children to be in a field in which they are good at, first and foremost, they should allow their children to discover what they are good at, and then let them explore in that field, make a career in that field. So I would normally give an example of MF Hussain. So if I find, I get to know the personality types of children as to in which area they can be comfortable with. They can be very easily, they can, with least effort, they can create most of the result. There are certain technology through which I use, by which I get to know. So I tell them that if every parent had, if MF Hussain's father, if he was not in that field, and if he would have prevented his son from entering into that field, because that field is not that famous and you cannot make money, and MF Hussain would not be an MF Hussain. A.R. Rahman would not be an A.R. Rahman, and a Tendulkar would not have been a Tendulkar. However, at this point of time, you praise Tendulkar, but you don't see the decisions which their parents and they themselves have taken. What they chose to do what they are good at, irrespective of whether that has a career or a scope in the market or not. Because in this time of
where there was a predetermined scope or not.
Yeah.
Exactly, most of us choose with the scope that is available at that point of time, and that is so much conflicting as well as it is not going to work on the long run, because that scope will be present for some time, and the boom, something else will show up then. So however, the only security I can have is to be in a field in which I am good at, because if I am in a field in which I am good at, I will continue to grow in that, and I will continue to learn more and more and become an expert and become an invaluable asset, even if I work for a company. However, if I didn't buy engineering, but I got into psychology or this, in this field, because I just knew that I'm good at this. However, I would have been just an average engineer.
And also, if you look at the kids of today's generation or today's era, they are not good at only one or two stuff. They are good at so many multiple things that we can't even imagine as a parent. Because we have been trained and taught like, okay, study, and if you're good at study, you're only good at study. If you're only playing, then you're good at playing. If you're an artist, you're only artist. But nowadays, we are looking at so many kids where they have so many multiple talents which is coming.
The world is continuously evolving.
Sorry?
The possibilities are continuously evolving.
Yeah.
The choices are evolving.
Absolutely.
The world is evolving.
Exactly. So we cannot even say there is only one talent or one gift. If they could nurture multiple gifts and they can be good at it, then why not? Just because I couldn't do it and I have been not taught in a manner, and we were living in an era where only one or two things can be done. What about those kids? I have met doctors, they're designers, they're blogging, they could cook nicely, and one fine day they quit their job and they do something else also. So yes, the security is in nurturing what your child is, then what you think it is to be. That is the
And
only
also somewhere giving ourselves the permission to be that.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely. Because as a parent now, since you have also traveled from that generation to this generation, people call it a generation gap. But I say no, it's a generation evolution that now through your kids, you are also getting a chance to be somebody which you have left long back. You shut down your doors, say,
Right.
hey, now what will I do as a parent now? Like I have gone, my days are gone. What will I do? No. Now, because since the child is asking for those nurturance, even you are putting your interest. And so many parents have came up with different ideas of business or life, or they live life in a better way now because the child is asking for it, and they have allowed themselves because of the child. Okay, let me go and explore. If my child can do this, what is that which I can do, or I can just see at least. And they have found, oh, I'm also good at this. So I find it very amazing and interesting to see when people say, I can't learn this at this age. What is this age and what is the generation? There is no time
Yeah.
to be amazed. Anything can make you amazed. And if something
Right.
making you amazed about thing, really, you can just follow it. There is no one to say no to you except yourself. Whether you sit and watch Netflix or whether you
So,
go and learn something, it's your choice. So what are you giving permission
so
to?
we're talking about following the energy. We're talking about no judgment. We're talking about allowance.
We also
We're
spoke
talking about
about nurturing.
exploration.
Yeah, the nurturing the inner you as well. Whatever it is and whatever age it is coming, can
Yes.
you also travel the same journey along with your child and give a permission?
Yes.
Hey, let me also go and nurture me. If I am hungry, how long am I going to feed somebody else? It's just a like show of business. But if I am happy,
Right.
whatever I am doing,
Right.
my child will automatically like see that and get the energy, and they will also try to be something which they would like to be, rather than
Right.
I just want my kid to be disciplined, my kid to be this and that, and I never do anything. I never choose a life for me. The child say, "Hey, you never chose it for yourself. Why will what right you have been given to me? Like, how can you coach somebody when you are not good at it?"
Right.
So, just choosing you can like give a lot of space and ease for everything. We are nobody's perfect here. Everybody's playing and seeing what is working. Then why do you stop playing? I always tell my people or clients or myself every day, where have I stopped playing?
Hmm.
I play, I can go
When you
anywhere.
stop playing, you die.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
So, what are the kind of services and workshops and the work that you're doing currently, and where do you see yourself contributing in the future? I'm asking for 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years ahead.
Wow.
Well, we have been doing a lot of stuff, and since
We'll
last one,
probably meet up. We'll probably meet up every year, once in a year, and ask, okay, where did we go from here? Or maybe 10, 20 years down the line, I'll be interviewing you again
oh my
and
God,
asking you what else.
definitely. If you had asked this question last year, we were at a totally different space, and this year at this time, we are at a totally different space. So the last 1 year had been an amazing experience. Yeah, it is almost 1 year. Like, want to switch on?
Yeah, I'll just.
So last 1 year has been an amazing journey of discovery, and that shifted a lot. So just opening up the light. Is the light okay, or is it getting darker?
It's better.
Yeah, we are perfect.
All right, okay. So yes, so since last 1 year, we have started off with a lot of different services because we found access consciousness, and that opened up a lot of different path in which we can empower ourselves and empower others. So we both are into access consciousness, and she actually became a access bars facilitator first, and then I followed, and so one of the things that I had been offering since very long is coaching. We both were into that field. Like she moved from her cancer research after marriage. She got into coaching field over a period of 5 years. Okay.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years from now. And I had been doing coaching for almost now 7 to 8 years now. So coaching has always been there. The trainings have kept changing because of what I was involved with. And one of the training that I do with the Silva Ultramind ESP system, which I have been introduced to by my father since 20 years before. So, the mission that you just asked, what is it that one thing that you would want to do? That was Silva method, to go ahead and empower people through Silva method. So my definition has definitely changed, because now it is just not Silva method. I found out that there are a lot of other things that is working for me, and I can just have different platter. I have different tools, and I can let people choose whatever they feel interested in. So yes, Silva method is one of the training, access bars, and now body process, access body process is another. And there are a lot of other tools that we have learned on the way: matrix reimprinting, EFT. EFT has been a favorite tool. So there are two services. One is called coaching, one is training. The way I see the difference is, training is where, or facilitating, you let the other person, you give the person the tool, and it's up to them to decide how they are going to make use of the tool. And coaching is the part where we travel along with that part, that the client, till they reach their journey or till they reach their goal. We are with them, to guide them. And that's the difference between a coaching and a training. And there are people for whom at times training works, and then they also need coaching, that is, support, hand holding. And that's where this coaching aspect comes into picture.
Actually, in India, the term coaching came in the very recent 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
The coaches were only provided for sports or those kind of scenario where you have trained under somebody. We have always heard from them, the sports scenario. But nowadays in this era, we are seeing that a lot of coaching is coming into picture, because everybody also want to know what is their power. It's not that, okay, I have a teacher, I know something, and but when there is a coach to your life, or when you are hiring a coach for something, it's like a co-creation. And there is that one person who believes in you, and they say, don't worry, just go and do it. And they get a safe space where they can come, they can discuss what is happening, and they could reflect themselves. Basically, a coach is not somebody who will tell you, hey, you go and do this. But the coach will say, hey, these are all scenarios work. Can you share what will work for you and what is stopping you? You can do it. And that person comes up with their insight, their plan of action. And they, just because that one person believes in them, it is so easy for them to outcreate. So basically, I see it like a coach is somebody who is ready to play and believes that the partner or the client who is coming is also ready to play. So they're playing together.
And it's not from a space of advising.
I know and more know at advising what will work. We don't know what will work. But when you are ready to play with somebody who trust and who is equally crazy like you, they don't feel themselves that closed and that inferior. Basically, what are we doing? We are making the other person saying inferior, hey, you have not those quality, you can't do this. Yet, as a coach, when you enter into their space and you say, hey, you know what, let's play and see, what will happen?
Yeah.
There was no judgment there.
So it's a non-judgmental space that one person gets. And earlier I used to do counseling. Now it has decreased, because I have, over a period of time, I have found advice doesn't work, because advice is from a space of what has worked for me, and what I think has worked for me would also work for you.
Work for you.
Yeah, and that's where the coaching space came, where we got trained.
And it doesn't work that way.
Correct. Where we got trained to really honor the other person's knowing, and allow them to function from their knowing, rather than imposing your knowing on them.
Rather, coaching never allows you to impose anything from your side.
It is always...
you just have to hold space.
Yeah, exactly.
And to offer whatever they are asking.
So, yeah.
since we are also evolving every day and every year, we are also adding to our tools and values and those things which can empower us. So we would also like our client to play around it, because life, you cannot hire a coach for a lifetime, right? We can't install it like a geyser or a water filter. Yet a coach comes into your life to show that, hey, you know what, you don't have to like believe in anybody. Can you believe in yourself? When you are ready to play for yourself, the whole world will follow the suit. So we enter at the time just to be that mirror where they can see themselves and they can just move out whenever they want to. There is not a need of a coach. But if you have a coach, life is so easy. And they also teach you, are you ready to be your own coach? Who is your coach? Why do you want a mirror? Because you want to see clearly, right? So can you be your own coach? Because it is possible.
So yeah, so that's how we are into training as well as into coaching.
And I also do a lot of business coaching. And since he is good with the kids and all, I play a little less with the kids' energy, but I play with the kids in the adult. So basically, I work with the inner child in all the adults who come to me as a business person. And maybe I can say that is the bhana which I got. Because they're so ready to learn, outcreate, because the money and the business is so important.
Yeah.
Yet, when they really come for the coaching, they know it is always about the relationship between them and the business. Them and their parents, them with their spouses, them with their friends, them with their colleagues, them with their clients. So everything is just relationship, any which way. And everywhere they have made themselves portraying something which they are not, that is the spirit is not working for them. But the moment they are vulnerable and they can be themselves, that opened up so much for their business. Because what is a business any which way? If you're showing what you are, that is going to attract other people to buy your product. But if you are selling something which you are not, who is going to buy it and why will they?
So her expertise is more being around business coaching. My expertise is more around relationship and spousal as well as teen coaching. So yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And I can go on and on. There are a lot of.
So what is the future of the business? What are the future of the business that you see in the next 20 years? And I'm asking specifically this question because I know that someone keeps telling you to run at least 15, 20 things at the same time.
So basically, that's a very interesting question.
So what 15, 20 things are you? What 15, 20 things are you now going to contribute to Swamy that we can see the fruits of it in the next few years? Wow. At least 15, 20 things is what I heard from a little birdie from somewhere in Russia.
Wow. Well, cognitively, I may not really exactly know and label it. However, I'm definitely aware that there is going to be a lot of more self-discovery that is happening right now. As I'm facilitating more classes, as I'm coaching more people, and as I'm introspecting on a regular basis, there are different aspects of me that is emerging. Oh wow, I'm good at this as well. Oh wow, I'm good at that as well. So there is a multitude of things, a lot of different spectrum. And at this point of time, at times I get overwhelmed with this pull of the capacity that I have. And I just flow at this point of time what is working for me. So yeah, possibly definitely in the future, there should be some different processes that I may uniquely be aware of, and that can enable the world and the people to discover themselves and discover the uniqueness in themselves, the capacities in themselves. And yeah, so I see a possibility of a lot of different programs that may emerge out of this and possibly may not emerge. So I'm really not defining at this point of time, and I am not even defining how life has to show up. At this point of time, I'm more functioning from the space of what is fun for me, okay, and what is making me expansive. When I'm functioning from this space, I am seeing that I'm able to empower others more easily. Also, a lot of new new awareness are coming up. So I'm not really defining as to how things are going to be, whether it is going to be 10, 20 things. I'm not even right now bothered with. I'm just giving myself permission to flow and unfold, and I'm not in a target and in a run that I have to achieve something at at this point of time I need to achieve. I'm just experiencing and living moment by moment at this point of time at least. So yeah, that's the space I'm functioning from. So you want to share something?
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for sharing so much about your life and the way you live and the way you choose and the way you're creating. And I would like to ask you, if people would like to reach you, how can they reach you?
Okay.
That's a good question. We are on the
Where can
Earth
they
right
find you?
now. So
We are on the planet Earth.
so we are reachable, very much reachable. So basically,
We are on planet Earth.
yeah,
Yeah, we can be found at planet Earth.
yeah, we can be found on planet Earth. We are not outside of it. So you can always reach out to us through our Facebook pages. Like one is Coach Swamy Pillai and Coach Maansi Pillai.
So coach is the word, and so,
So we have kept it like a coach at the moment of time.
So even the Instagram page is Coach Swamy Pillai.
And mine is only Maansi Pillai. So they can follow us on Insta or the Facebook page. And we can share our numbers, both as you know, both our numbers. So I'm not sharing it now. You can have our numbers. And
I'll just share, just because then she may not be reaching out to other people. So for the sake of people reaching out, so for me, it's a coach, as in Coach Swamy, Swamy. It's not I. And Pillai is Pillai, not Y. Same with Maansi, it is Mansi, Maansi Pillai, Pillai.
Yeah.
So Facebook page is Coach Maansi Pillai, Coach Swamy Pillai. Instagram is just Maansi Pillai, and I am still the Coach Swamy Pillai. And my number is 9970052195, and Maansi's number is 90046622096. That's a WhatsApp number as well as calling number. So people can reach us through that.
And this is with an India code.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Plus 91.
Yeah, 9191. And
Thank you so much for brightening Monday for me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Indrajit, for this platform. And we have learned so much from you, like the way you guide your kids and the way you see life. And maybe that is why we resonated so much for you when you asked for this interview. And I'm like, okay, let's speak. What comes up? I don't know. Because you connect to what you are.
Yeah.
You see the greatness in others, what you are. You can't see something which is not in others. Like in yourself.
Right.
So what you are, you can see that more in others. So what are you that we are reflecting?
So we had fun. We had amazing space of exploration. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of other things that can show up or may not show up. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah, but we had a good time, great time.
Yeah, and we're happy to see that Earth has more such people.
Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niveditha.
Thank you, Niveditha.
For following your awareness immediately.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So
Okay.
we sign off right now?
Bye.
Catch up. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye,
you
guys.
sign off right now. You can stop recording.
Come again?
You can stop the recording now.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.